Hey, what's up? It's James, and I wanted to come and do a Bitcoin update. All right, so I am on the Bitcoin to the US dollar chart. I know we've been kind of going through a little correction here, and a lot of people have kind of been like frozen, right? Trying to figure out what Bitcoin is going to do. Is it going to go down to 8,000? Is it going to go up to 30,000? Like what is Bitcoin doing? Okay, and I wanted to kind of point some things out because I trade a strategy called Elliott wave theory that has worked tremendously since June, since I started trading in June. So I want to kind of show you guys what we are seeing in Bitcoin. So I am on, again, this is Bitcoin versus the US dollar on the one-day chart. Today is January 2nd, and I'm going to just kind of show you what we see, all right? So if I kind of draw the waves here, this is what we're seeing with Elliott waves. So we have a 1, a 2, 3, a 4, and then we have a really long expanded fifth, okay? Now, I didn't really learn this until recently, but there is a type of correction called an expanded flat ABC correction. So usually what I'm looking for, and this is what I had a little bit of trouble with when Bitcoin just hit the peak recently, is we thought that there was going to be just a straight A, B, C down, something like that, okay? But what ended up happening is this is called an expanded flat correction, and it actually looks like this. So there's an A, and the B went above the 5, okay, which is kind of common in cryptocurrency. This is one of those things I kept seeing over and over, but I didn't understand it until I started learning from other people and reading books and stuff and going deeper in Elliott wave theory. Is this whole concept of an expanded flat correction where the B is above the A, okay? And then what happened is we had the C that came all the way down. Now, this was a pretty big correction. If you look at the percentage and you kind of go from the top, let's see, from the top, let's see, hold on one second. So that was about 46% that we corrected here, okay? About 46% correction, which is pretty deep. Like it's enough to make people panic, especially if you're heavily invested in Bitcoin, all right? So that's what happened. We had the ABC, and then we just finished it off. Now, one of the leading indicators to see that we've actually finished this, and there's lots of little things you could go into, but one of the best things to see on this chart, let me pull up the log chart. It's a little bit easier on scale, okay? One of the things that you want to look for right here is downtrending resistance. So what happens is Bitcoin is trending down, and then actually just today, Bitcoin popped out. It broke through that downtrending resistance. That's a very, very good sign. Also, on this log chart, what's very interesting is if you look at the it's a couple things I want to show. Well, I'll just show you one, but if we pull up like a resistance line going basically across the tops of early 2007, maybe mid 2017 until just recently, is you have this, if you draw this resistance line across the tops, you have something that looks like this, okay? So every time Bitcoin came up to this line, it would reject, it came up to this line, rejected, came up to this line, rejected. But then right here around, this was November 25th, 26th, Bitcoin broke through and started getting really impulsive. Now what happened is Bitcoin came right back down and it tested the line right where it broke out of, right? So this line that used to be resistance now has turned into support. All right, so now this line became the support line and Bitcoin bounced off of that. So this candle right here was a very, very bullish sign, okay? The fact that Bitcoin came down and immediately bounced right back up that hard, that was a very good sign that this was going to remain bullish into 2018, okay? So now we have kind of these indicators here. Bitcoin just broke out of downtrending resistance. I really believe, and then you could even mark the Elliott waves like this now. You could do something like this. 1, 2, probably more something like this, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and if we want to kind of get some targets here, I really believe this would be a possibility for Bitcoin. Obviously, anything's possible. So if we come up to the 1.618, which is a very, very common thing, then we maybe would come, so maybe something like this, right? And the 4 might come down somewhere around here. It might even go up to the 2.272 or 2.618. But if we were really conservative, we might see something like this. And then I think Bitcoin will come back down and test that. You know, probably the what is that? The $16,000 zone. Now, these are, when we're doing targets like this, understand that these are zones, okay? This isn't like exact prices it's going to hit, but it's kind of the geometry that you're going to see as Bitcoin starts going up. And then I believe we're going to see Bitcoin go up to possibly around 30,000 around this zone right here. Okay, so I do think we're going to see Bitcoin take off. It's not just going to go straight up to 30,000. It's going to go up in waves. But this is what I believe that we can expect over the next few weeks, over the next month or so. I'm not exactly sure how fast this will go, but this is the geometry that I believe is going to happen. So anyways, guys, just want to give you a quick update, kind of show you how we are trading Bitcoin. Now, the other side of this is that the altcoins, I'm going to do a whole other video on this, but a lot of the altcoins are starting brand new market cycles, okay? So whereas right now, Bitcoin, if you bought in right now, you know, Bitcoin would maybe go up, what is that, 110%? So it might double from here, okay? Which is awesome. I actually believe that Bitcoin opened the door to $100,000 in the next 6 months or so, maybe even quicker than that. I believe after we get to 30,000, there might be a retrace down to 20, and then shoot up to 40 or 50. A little bit of a retrace, and then maybe even up to $100,000. But in that time, like right now, in this cycle right here, a lot of the altcoins are pumping, and some of them are moving way more than 100%. I'm talking 300, 400, 700%. So I am actually more invested in altcoins right now than I am in Bitcoin. I still have a lot of Bitcoin, and I'm still riding that all the way up. But with altcoin trading, you can actually multiply your Bitcoin while Bitcoin is going up. Okay, so just wanted to point that out. I'm going to try to do a whole nother video on that. If you want to learn more about that, click the link in my description, and you can go over to a free webinar that we have that I did with my good friend Dallin, and you can learn how we're trading altcoins and multiplying our Bitcoin. All right, so thanks for watching this video, and we'll see you guys soon. Have a good day. Peace.